Hey, this is Sean with the Prepared Homestead, and it's June 14th, 2021, and this could be a very devastating fire season. And so today I want to talk to you about forest thinning and forest management. And because forest thinning is one of the single best practices that we can do as homesteaders, as landowners, as family forest owners in maintaining and managing our property. Now, there are a number of reasons that we should thin. I mean, of course, it depends on the climate that you live in, the area that you live in, your biome, and all of that, of course. But for us here in North Idaho, it's really crucial. It's really crucial. We can be very dry, depending on the year up here, and we have on the whole, we have too many trees. Okay, so why is that? Well, we exclude fire, which I get, right? I mean, none of us want our properties to burn down. We don't want our houses to burn down, our shops, our barns, etc. So I get it. But if we're going to exclude fire, if we're going to fight fire, then we have to manage the land. And one of the best ways that we can do that is to thin. And also species composition. Those two things right there, that's, I mean, as far as like the lay person like myself with forestry management, those two things are really 80% of everything that I need to do. I need to know the right species composition for my land, and I need to thin it down to the proper level for what I'm trying to do. Now, this area behind me, about 4 acres around here, this whole area I'll show you, we've thinned over last year. We thinned, and why did we thin? Well, the reasons I just told you. It's it has to do with fire prevention. It has to do with forest health. And then also silvopasture, okay, silvopasture. So we have cattle that will range through here, right? And we partner with them. And so we allow them to come through here, and they kind of eat down the, the grasses and the shrubs and things like that. And it further prevents fire, or mitigates fire. It doesn't prevent it. You can see here what we did. The treatment that we did is we thinned down to a pretty significant level, because really what I want is silvopasture. But you can also see that we left a lot of organic material on the ground, and that's what we call like a lop and scatter treatment. So you can see behind me there's a bunch of the trees that were down last year that the needles are about ready to drop and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you because I think it's critical. And since we did a thinning and lop and scatter, we fenced the area, and now we're bringing in cattle. Right now, that's been really great. Okay, but it's June, it's pretty dry already, so we're gonna see how the next couple months goes. But really, if you look, kind of just look at the thinning. In this case, right there's kind of two ways to thin. You can thin from below, and you can thin from above. And what that means basically is if you're thinning from below, it means you're going into an area and you're just thinning out the understory of the, they have big trees, and you're thinning out the understory. If you're thinning from above, that means you're taking out a lot of the big trees, okay, a lot of the big trees, and then you thin that way. That's what we did here in this area. That's not what we've done in all areas of our property, but a few years ago, we actually did a logging operation through here and took out what we call the overstory, right, or the bigger trees. And then we came back through and then thinned from below as well, and did another what we call pre-commercial thinning. And that's kind of what, you can see right here. It's the land here it's great. It's really, it's well done. It's thinned out to the right level. It's what we did is we took out the species that we didn't want, and we favored the species that we did want. And this is how it looks. And so again, I'll just show you one more time. Go around the horn here. It's really nice. And now we'll have cattle coming through here. They're not here right now, otherwise I'd show you them. But this, I think, is very important for forest management. Again, if we're going to exclude fire, that means we have to manage that. And one of the best ways, or two of the best ways, is thinning, and then the right species composition. And that's 80%, in my opinion, it's 80% of the way there, at least for the lay person. All right, I'll just leave it there. I'll see if I can find a couple of shots of like kind of before pictures. All right, and this shows you basically what it looks like prior to doing that pre-commercial thinning.